Hello, my name is Zed, and today I would like to talk about the nationalist groups, the right-wing extremists, those that seem to keep getting away with doing some pretty crazy things, but don't get in any real trouble for it. And the more that I hear other people bringing up this topic, it seems that they're associating it to a racist idea, that it's because they're racist that they're not suffering any consequences for what they're doing. And I don't think that's true. I mean, they are racist. There is a lot of racism involved in those groups. Absolutely. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to defend the fact that they are being racist. No. I just don't think that's why they're not suffering any consequences. I think that the reason why Antifa, the reason why Black Lives Matter, the reason why, what was it? Storm Wall Street or whatever that was. Anytime that there's a real social or a call for social change that comes from the bottom, that yes, you're going to have police officers show up. They are there to represent the powers that be, and they're there to keep you down, keep your voice suppressed. So sure, if you want to make a fool of yourself and you want to waste a day going out in the street and shouting and chanting with a sign, that's fine. But if ever we deem you to be more of a problem, we may instigate kind of a fight and blah, 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 blah. But there will generally be a very, very extreme police presence at these events. So why don't we see them when it comes to the right-wing extremists? How is it that January 6th was able to happen without too much consequence? And it's not racism, I don't think. I think it's because this is a call for social change that is kind of coming from the bottom, but it's being driven by the powers that be. So of course they're not interested in sending the police to disrupt this type of call for change, because it's only there to benefit the powers that be. So if the rioters on January 6th had been successful, what that would have allowed is that the Constitution and the protections that every American has right now would have gone away. Then the people at the top, whoever would have the red carpet rolled out for them by those rioters. So completely hypothetical, let's say they roll out the red carpet for number 45. He gets in there and then says, "I'm now king, I'm dictator, I'm so on and so forth." Zip! Oh, he just got a round to the head. Doesn't matter, there's no protection for dictators. There's only protections for people under the Constitution of the United States and under the laws. So technically, that wouldn't have been illegal, hypothetically. Then, whoever wanted that position next would step up. They would then get to write the rules. And do you think they would write the rules to benefit the people at the bottom? Those who fought and willingly would have given up their lives to give those people a seat of power? No, of course not. They're very interested in writing the rules so that it's corporations are king, do as you are told. You don't get any base pay, you get what the fuck we decide to give you. That's how this law will go. You don't like it? Too bad. Get over it. You have no power, you have no authority, you have no say. So that's why I believe that they're not receiving any backlash. That's why there's a whole bunch of people that are more than happy to allow that to happen. That's why the moneyed interests are pouring money into these groups to say, yeah, go out there, get riled up, get shirts, start your little community, do your thing. Because if you disrupt this entire experiment that is America, who do you think's going to benefit? But on the other hand, when you have Black Lives Matter, they're asking for like equality and rights and the hope of not being held down by an oppressive authority. So, of course, the authority is like, no, we're not going to have that. You shut your mouth. You don't get to have a say. If you do, it gets to be little and piddly. And basically, no one gets to hear what you say. Because the only time that it's going to make the news is when we decide to say something that badmouths you. Look at these riots. Look at these fires. Look at these fights. Look at this horrible loss of life. Yeah. So I don't think it's racism. I mean, again, there is a lot of racism that is involved with it, but I don't think that's why they're not getting their comeuppance. I think it's because they are the people that are being led by the authority. So they can't suffer any consequences because they're doing the work of the powers that be. They basically have a hall pass. So anytime that there is something that happens, it's only going to be just for PR's sake. Like, oh, we have to say this, but then we'll crowdfund and we'll get all this and then we'll be able to get them out of that position. But yeah, I think that is the biggest difference. Some of us are fighting for the people, and some of us are fighting for the people at the top. That's the big difference. Race, not the biggest factor there. That is just my opinion. Thank you for your time.